Segment 1 is talking about alcohol, the booze, the liqueur, the wine, spirits. Now, you and I, when we had our Royal Rumble conversation, shared a little bit of a story, a small one. The clips are on the YouTube channel. When we got faced with the 192 ounce limit,
they're getting in their own way.
Yeah, they're shooting themselves in the foot. You had a chance to sell more booze, and you went with morality instead. Yeah. But Dave, the alcohol industry is in trouble. You and I are no strangers to having the occasional beer, having a few drinks here and there. But when you saw this on the rundown sheet, what were you thinking? Like, where were we going to take this?
I've actually heard about this. I heard this kind of being a thing, so I wasn't really like too shocked by it.
Okay, so that's good. Yeah. That's good. So right now, at the start of the conversation, because I sent you some videos and I got interested with some of the stuff that I saw too, so I took a few of the snapshots. Right, so we're going to present this to the audience so they can get a better understanding of what we're talking about. Let's start with our first slide here, and that is the U.S. alcohol consumption at a record low. Now, really quickly, I'm going to remove the banner so they can see the bottom. These are the sources here. This is a survey done on the lower left corner. You see the news affiliate that's posting this. That's where the actual video came from that I got this from. This was as early as August 2025 is where these numbers have come from. So U.S. alcohol consumption at record lows. 54% of adults drink alcohol. That is insane to me. That hurt my heart. So I can't believe that to me is low. That is extremely low. As a matter of fact, according to the second stat, it's down 62% from 2023, just 3 years ago. Well over half of the drinkers that we had 3 years ago have given up the sauce. They're off it.
Bottle.
Lowest level on record. I'm assuming record meaning from when they started keeping track of alcohol sales. But yeah, so this is a record low. And that's leading up to mid-2025. And then we have this little chestnut. Again, I'll remove I don't have to. It's all there. These are the high-profile distilleries that have not taken a hit, not lowered their sales. Dave, they've filed for bankruptcy. That's it. It's collapsed. The distillery, the A.M. Scott Distillery in Ohio, Luca Mariana Distillery, Kentucky, Devil's River Distillery in Texas. Look at the dates: December, August, May, April, March. Boston Harbor Distillery, the House Spirits in Oregon. They are finito. They are absolutely finished. Now, the U.S. alcohol sales trend in 2025. For 2025, or at least midway, I think this is still to August, right here. 434 breweries closed down. My heart. Oh my God, my heart. I knew I felt the disturbance in the force. What was that show? It was like I heard 1,000 voices suddenly silenced. Remember that scene where like Yoda's just walking, and all of a sudden he drops the cane and just holds his heart at Order 66 because there was so much death all at one time. He felt it in the force. I knew something that time I had that GERD. It wasn't gas. It was the pain of losing those goddamn breweries. We've had 268 new ones open up in that time, but that's 2 for 1 closing right there. For every one opening, there's 2 more closing down.
They couldn't innovate, dude.
They couldn't innovate. They couldn't get more creative. Yeah. The second straight year of a net decline in the industry. This is the proposed. This is what they are assuming based on survey, based on consumer interaction. The companies have done the research. 3 top reasons that the consumers have driven away from alcohol. Health concerns. You pussies. Are you kidding me? Health concerns. What's the matter? It's raising your blood pressure, huh?
It's not too many calories.
Too many calories. What happened? Is that beer going to your hips?
It is, dude.
What's next? You're having kidney issues, huh? You're blacking out when you drink and it's messing with your vision. Oh, wow. You need an ambulance. Tighter discretionary spending. You broke, bro?
Yes, very broke. Very, yes. This is the one.
This is the one here. This is the winner.
The main one, I think, anyway.
When I part of the reason that I put this on the rundown for this week, and I'll make this quick. We had Steph's mother out of the blue wanted to spend time with Alex. I guess she decided one morning she was going to be a grandma. And she was like, "Oh, I'm going to spend time with my grandson." So we dropped him off. Not okay, go spend time. But then, like, what are we going to do? So we just went out and did some stuff, and we went to an indoor putt-putt, like indoor golf that happened to have a bar and a restaurant and stuff like that. And the bar. When we went to the bar,
it's empty.
Not so much empty, but it's you. Once you when you order a drink and it's a drink, it's like this big, and it was like $20-$30, bro, for two of them. And they're like, "Oh, we'll just keep we'll just keep the tab open, bitch." No, you won't.
Yeah,
no, you won't.
Insanity.
No, you won't. You go give me my
motherfucker right now.
Give me my car back. I'm not ordering another one. So you better tell that boy to make.
Well, that's a full bottle of alcohol that you can just buy. That's a Tito's right there. A decent bottle of Tito's right there.
A nice sized one.
Yeah. No, for $30 you can get the big. Yeah, you can get the big one.
I don't know if you can get the big one out here. I live in expensive land over here, but you still. Way more liquor than it was at the bar. And when I put this feeler out for this topic earlier, that was the winner right there. I told them health concerns, tighter discrepancy spending, and shift toward moderation. Meaning they're not giving up the booze. They just, I just feel like I should just be doing less of it. I told those three to people at my job and just people random conversation, and they all said they hit the buzzer on money. Boop, nope, too expensive, bro. It's too expensive.
But that's just bars. Well, I mean, it's too expensive all around. But
in this particular instance, I'm referring to bars. But like I just said to you,
yeah, you're right.
If in your area, right, it might be a little bit more affordable. But to be fair, you don't live in a high populated area. They have to make it. They have to make it somewhat affordable so that you'll buy it. Over here, where every block is like several thousand people, they charge. You should see the fucking prices at the liquor store by my house. It is crazy. I just recently got one, but that was because Steph bought it for my birthday not too long ago. Which, by the way, damn near murdered it. It's pretty much already gone. But that's my point. We need to. It's irking me. It's irking me. I can't. This is breaking my heart. I can't believe this. We followed us 80s babies. We followed the 60s and the 70s. That era is the reason why we have don't drink and drive advertisements. That is the era as to why they made seatbelts a law. They drank all the time. They drank on the toilet. They drank in the shower. They drank when they drove home from work. They drank on the way to work. They drank at work. They drank is my vibe here, okay? We had to keep up the legacy, and our kids are fucking failing us. I can't believe this.
Nah, dude, just another privilege those people had, the ability to spend money on alcohol.
The boomers, you know what I mean? Right?
When your rent is $500, yeah, you can buy a boo. You can buy some booze.
Somebody said on the internet, millennials are upset that Gen Z's not drinking, and Gen Z goes, "Give us millennial prices, and we'll drink." This is the Spirits
Hold on.
Exports.
No. These are our prices. We're the ones
No.
dealing with this. You guys just got on the scene. Relax.
Yeah.
We've been dealing with these price hikes this whole fucking time.
I do remember a few times fluxing. Even like 20 years ago, I don't remember them being like cheap. I don't know. I know bar expenses have gone up, but as far as like liquor store purchases,
One of those things you sent about this, the guy was pretty much saying like specifically in like New York, a lot of these alcohol businesses are skyrocketing their price because their rents are like unbelievable. Like it's almost impossible to turn a profit. Like even at those prices, it's tough. So yeah, people listen, inflation is only going to get to a point where you just can't afford anything, and then no one's going to buy it, and then
everyone's just going to
sell is just going to get fucked, right? So it is what it is, man. There's nothing you can do about it. Health, I don't think it's too much about you know what the problem is. You know what the thing is like we had the privilege to drink our sorrows away. These poor fucking kids got to sit through it. They got to feel this shit, dude. You have a hard day, you better take your ass to the fucking tub, lay in that bitch and cry. Buy a $10 candle because those fucking things are expensive too.
I'm sorry,
that motherfucker.
Are you sad? He's in Arizona iced tea. Relax yourself.
Go. Listen, they got their vices too. Okay, although they may not be drinking alcohol, we didn't have fucking DoorDash. You know what I mean? We had the one pizza place. And if you were lucky, you had a Chinese food place close enough that would deliver to you. You know what I mean? Nowadays, you can get something that's like fucking an hour away from you. They'll come to your house. So they got their stuff too. Okay, they got their unhealthy vices as well. So alcohol business,
instant food,
and people aren't like that social anymore, dude. Like this young generation.
Hold that. We'll get to that in just a second because that's another aspect that I feel like is one of the biggest aspects. But real quick, the exports coming in from the other countries, lower shipments. Canada's exports down 85%. I feel like that's being petty because of the fucking guy. But we'll get another time. Exports to Canada below 10 million. But you just hit it there, and I do want to talk about that too. The social aspect of it, right? Because even if you're not at the bar, I don't know how many times, right? Countless times, you and your buds just at the house, putting the game on or playing video games or whatever the fuck, just chilling and hanging out. You buy the 12-pack, you buy the 30-pack, you get a bottle, whatever the case may be. That used to be a little bit of the norm. I don't feel like that's the norm anymore. I don't feel like people feel the need to buy those. Even the complimentary. Remember the old heads used to, old heads for us, they're practically dead now. But remember, it used to be almost customary that when you visited a home, you would bring like the bottle of wine.
Yeah, but people aren't visiting other people's homes. Yes, I think that's still a thing. I mean, I don't hang around younger people or going to their homes, so maybe I'm dead wrong here, but like
right, but you are.
I think like people know you bring something, but they're not going over there. They're not doing things. They're either hanging out outside, if that. Like they're not doing. Yeah, it's just not really a thing. People aren't going to other people's houses.
They're not being all that social. It's texting, it's FaceTiming, it's video calling. They have virtual hangouts now. I have this. I use this a lot, the Oculus, but I use it for games. But every now and then, even if you go into a room or even if you go into a game, they'll usually, even in the game, there's like a side pocket of people that are on here just to fucking jibber jab and talk.
Yeah, well, there are fucking shoot apps and stuff on there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's for me, it's fucking annoying because I just want to play the game. I'm on mute, and then they'll walk up to my face and just go, "Hi, hi, hey, turn your mic on, and I use the little controller and I go like this, and they go, That's because you a bitch. You know, like, okay, all right. I guess I'm an asshole for just wanting to play the game.
That's it.
Okay.
They don't want to play the game. They want to talk to you.
But I think it was one of the videos that I had sent you had John Taffer in it. And he had made some sort of comment to the effect of not just a lack of social communication between people, as in they don't do it very often. What's surprising to a lot of people who own businesses that kind of rely on that social aspect, it's a complete lack of want. It's not like, oh, because the prices are so high, I'm working more. I would love to be social. I would love to be out there with my friends and family, but I gotta work or I gotta sleep so I can go to work. It's, oh, I got the time. I just really don't want to fucking go and do much of fucking anything. I just want to chill and veg and just fucking be happy. But there once was a time, and I tell people this all the time. I think sometimes my generation or our generation lose track of the fact that a lot of that drinking back in the day happened because there really wasn't a lot to do. We romanticized,
there weren't on Netflix and shit like that,
right? The 80s and 90s get romanced a lot because of how much fun we had with what we had, but we didn't have what this generation has. Right. This generation currently has the capability of doing so much,
literally anything.
Yeah,
like you said, even with your VR headset, you can visit places out in the world, so to speak. You can you can walk the streets of Italy on that shit. You know what I mean?
Do it all the time. The Wander app. The Wander app uses Google mapping in a 3D render, so I can literally just go like this. I've gone to the Eiffel Tower. I've seen the Great Wall of China, and I've told people this, and they're like, yeah, but you're not there. You're not seeing the people. You're not seeing the culture. I said, you're right. I'm not there. And the times that I have gone, like for instance, I've been to the Washington Monument. That's one of America's greatest tourism areas. We went, we took the photo. I look up and I go, it's pretty big. That's pretty cool. And then I go on about my fucking day.
Yeah.
And when I leave, I'm still in Washington. When I go to the Washington Monument I look around, I go, that's pretty cool. And I take it the fuck off and I go to my kitchen. Like this, it's not even the same. It's not even the same realm. Like I get it. But still, that Wander rep, by the way, fucked me up one time. Side note. I don't know why, but I was always under the impression that the Sphinx in Egypt, you know, the Sphinx, the one with the lion's head or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. I always had this vision like it was huge. Like it was a big thing. Like it was like it's a spectacle. It's humongous. Mm-hmm. And my wife was watching TV. My wife watches TV and then I go on the Oculus. We're together, but we're not together. It's a beautiful thing. We're at that old couple stage where we are there, but we're not there. It's awesome. And I had the Oculus on and I was looking through Egypt and I found the Sphinx. And the Sphinx is like this fucking big. And I was pissed.
Can you imagine if you traveled there?
To see some out, the disappointment would have been fucking crazy. It's still like, it's not small. I'm exaggerating when I say this big, but in comparison, like you think of the pyramids, they're big whole structures. I thought the Sphinx was also going to be like this massive. Nope. And as somebody who has actually walked and traveled through temples and pyramids in Mexico, I get the size difference without actually having to be there. So I was like, all right, I'm over it. But those are the numbers there for the alcohol industry. They are going down. There's so many aspects to this story that it's really hard to narrow down specifics as to what is actually killing the industry because there's so many different options. We went through a couple here. People concerned about their health, people concerned about their wallets, people concerned about their fixation, right? Lowering the moderation of how much they consume. I'm guilty of that one. I will admit that when I was 23, I drank a certain way. Now that I'm 43, I drink a different way. So I can understand that to a degree. I can't remember the last time I drank and got sick, like from the drinking. I think the last time I got close was your house. No, that's not true. It did happen to me one time, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was after one of the live conversations that we had because Steve got me fucked up because I was trying to keep up. I was trying to keep up with Steve's bitch ass, and it turns out he's more man than me at this stage of my career in life. I wasn't man enough to keep up. I wound up curled up at the bottom of that bathtub, rethinking every life decision I've made up until that point. So yeah, but that's another aspect of it, right? People who drink it in excess. I mean, if you're you're freshly 21, and in this day and age, and you look back at the generation before you and how they handled alcohol, it hits them different than it hit us. Because we grew up with people that drink. And I remember distinctly seeing people passed out drunk, pissing and shitting themselves, making all kinds of stupid mistakes. I got cousins because they got drunk and fucked around, right? Like, this is life-changing shit has happened because of alcohol. And we looked at that and said, wow, that's fucked up. But I'm not going to do that, so fuck it. And I would just start drinking. This generation sees that and they go, oof, yeah, I don't want no part of that. I'm just going to go ahead and put this bottle down and get myself a boba and call it a fucking
boba's fucking crazy, dude. I hate that shit.
And call it a fucking day. I'm just trying to be topical, but yeah.
No, I got
that's generally the idea. Where
I'd rather drink alcohol. Fuck a
boba. Another aspect, and we'll close with this as part of the conversation overall. But one of the links I sent you was the sudden uprising of sober bars.
Yeah.
So you get the atmosphere, you get the social aspect.
I like that though. I thought that was dope.
I actually, for someone who's actually been joking this entire segment about the fact that they're not drinking a whole lot, I at least like that. I'll meet him in the middle and say, well, at least there's some sort of communication going on between you and the buddies, and we're playing some pool and we're fucking around and no one's leaving sloppy. I don't have to wait for someone to finish blowing up the bathroom, beating on the stall door because he's passed out on the toilet and I gotta go. That's happened to me a few times now in life. I don't wish that on anybody. You gotta take a drunk shit and some asshole is just up against the door like that. Come on, bro. I'm going to the bathroom. No, you're not. Get the fuck out. Time's up. Let's go. Gotta go get the bar owner. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. You know how embarrassing that is to be passed out drunk on the goddamn commode in a bar in the middle of New York City?
Commode.
But yeah, I brought it up because it is shocking to me to see the numbers. And I brought it up because it is interesting to note the change in generations. And I don't know how you feel about this. You can comment. I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. Like
what the fuck do you mean? Of course it's a good thing.
I think the only real spin on it being negative at all is for the people within the industry, right? So for the companies that did file for bankruptcy, those are jobs lost, right? So on that end, I kind of do feel bad, but at the same time, your job is
and bartenders, alcohol. I'm sure, are hurting.
Well, bar owners as well, right? Because now, like I just showed you guys, the exports are not coming in the way that they used to. Like, as you mentioned earlier, that especially if you're in a major city, in New York or Philly, oh my God, I can't imagine what's happening in Miami right now. Like, their whole economic structure is based on motherfuckers drinking out the wazoo. What's Pitbull gonna do? Oh no!
I feel like that's one place that's still drinking. That percentage, that what do they say? About 50% of adults drink now. About 45 of them is in Florida. So
or LA, right? I can see some Californians getting down there and forcing it down. But yeah, so I feel bad for the people within the industry, but your industry is literally like damaging people to the point where they're like, whoa.
That's
I
not
need
this
to
young. That's
slow
not
down.
this younger generation's vibe. Literally, like I think I almost never hear, because I'm around some of the younger kids, and I don't like young. When I say younger kids, you're around young kids.
Yeah.
I'm around young adults, but
Right.
I call them young kids because it's my privilege to pretend to be old, so I'm going to do it. So the
Yeah.
younger kids are. They don't talk about that shit. Like I remember all the time that, we're gonna go to the bar after work.
We're getting
Or
shit
they'll come-
faced.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck that. We're gonna do a bonfire at my backyard. Bring the beers, like stuff like. I don't listen. I'm not listening to them talk all the time, but I sit right next to them and they tell me the stuff they're gonna do after work. One said he can't wait, and then they made a point to this that they think like marijuana helps like hurts the industry a bit too. One of them, like, dude, I can't wait to go home and turn into Bob Marley, right? Like he just wants to go home. And then the other one is like, bro, she's like, I can't wait to go home and just go to sleep. Like I just want to sleep, right? And I know this isn't a good enough sample of the population, but it's just some small examples of like, and it's not just these guys. I've heard other people say these things. They're just not into the extracurricular that I feel like the mass majority was in before. These people want to go home, they want to game, or they want to watch Netflix, they want to DoorDash some Chinese food, and they just want to go to sleep. You know why? Because when they wake up in the morning, they got to deal with you assholes yelling at them because something didn't deliver on time. So once they're done with that shit at 5, they just want to curl up in a ball and fucking just eat and sleep, dude. That's all they want to do.
That's it. I heard.
God bless them.
Yeah, good for them, man. I had a coworker once.
They're doing it right.
I said, "Do you drink?" He was like, "No, not really." I said, "Do you smoke?" "No, not really." It's like, "God damn." "Do you fuck?" He's like, "Oh yeah, all the time." I was like, "Oh, thank God." All right. There's one that stands the test of time. Thank goodness.
Oh, that ain't never going nowhere.
You may cut out the alcohol, you may cut out the drugs, but ass will always be on the menu. Yep. Thank goodness for that.